A couple years ago we had a day camp that we did that was frontier or Old West style things, and we wanted to play some games that had to do with that, so we came up with the idea of doing some horseshoes, but we wanted it to be big so the kids could see it and get excited about it. We tried several different things to try and make big human-sized horseshoes where one of our helpers would be standing there as the pole that the horseshoes are being thrown at. I tried making a giant balloon that would be a horseshoe, but I couldn't get the ends of it to sit straight. It just looked weird the whole time. I think since we made this version, some people have come up with a way of using something like a wrestling mat that you could use for it. But this is a super simple and easy way to make this. For each horseshoe, you just need a hula hoop and a couple of pool noodles. You'll also need some duct tape and either a knife to cut the pool noodle with, or sometimes I like to use the electric knife because it cuts through it pretty quick. All right, the first thing to do is to find the edge where the hula hoop is joined together and take the tape off there and pull that out. All right, this little piece, you'll want to save that for storing the thing later. And also inside of your hula hoop, there's lots of tiny little plastic beads. You'll want to dump those out and get rid of those before you forget about them and they go everywhere. All right, so the hula hoop and the pool noodle hole are just about the same size. So you just string one of your pool noodles onto the hula hoop. So push that through until you get the end of the hula hoop to the top of the noodle. You'll still have some hula hoop left, which is why you have a second one. You'll want to measure kind of how long that is and then cut that section off right about there. Okay, so I've cut off a little section of that pool noodle and we'll just slide that on here like this. Okay, so I've put the extra piece of noodle on here to cover up the rest of the hula hoop, so the whole thing is covered by pool noodle now. And we'll just take the duct tape and wrap around that little joint there. There we go. Sometimes I'll put another bit of tape on this side so it looks symmetrical. And then you'll want to cover up each end with a little bit of duct tape as well so that the hula hoop stays where it's supposed to be. There we go, kind of like that. And I'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, there you have it, one giant human horseshoe. For storing it, what I do is I'll cut the tape off the end and pull that hula hoop out and then hook it back together with this little piece that we saved. That way the hula hoop stays in a circle, so it because eventually if you just have it out, eventually it gets so it's not looking like a horseshoe anymore. So I usually make 4 horseshoes so that we can play on 2 different teams. I put kids on 2 teams, ask them a question about the lesson I just taught, and if they get the question right, they get to come up and throw a horseshoe towards their leader and see if they can win. The way we score it is if they can get a ringer, then they get 3 points. If they get, so it's leaning, or if it's really, really close, then they get 1 point. So there you go, there's a human horseshoe.